The house you see behind me is the first property I've ever purchased to flip. So let's go inside, show you around, and give you some of the details. Okay, we are inside the flip. I'm gonna do a quick tour of the property, show you what's going on, and then we will sit down and have a quick discussion as to how I got the deal, how I identified the deal, how I funded the deal, and then some things I've learned already just by doing a little bit of work and just the experience I'm gaining. This is gonna be a completely separate vlog. If you're new to the channel, number one, like, comment, subscribe. And I do a lot of real estate agent content, and I am progressing into being a real estate investor. So this will be the flip vlog, is what I'll probably call it. So I'm gonna document the entire journey from where I bought it, how much I paid for it, to the demo work, to the construction, to the remodel, and then up to the closing, and to how much money we're gonna make at the end. So you're gonna see the whole process. Stay tuned. Let's start with a quick tour of the property so that way you know what's going on. So you walk in from here, that front door will be getting replaced. Then you got the living room. These are basically all the cabinets that were in the kitchen. They were so old, literally made of metal. There used to be carpet here, we ripped it out, we got lucky, there's parquet floors. I'm gonna put luxury vinyl plank all over because it's the cheaper, more efficient option. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The showstopper. It's gonna have a beautiful kitchen right here, brand new appliances, everything you can imagine, nice sized dining room. That situation right there is getting replaced. And then we can walk down here. This is a 3-bed, 1.5 bath, and we're going to do a conversion over to 2 full bathroom, and this is how we're gonna do it. Originally, they had the vanity over here, the toilet over here, as you could tell. You walk into the bathtub, then you walk into this other half bath. So they had the sink, and they had the toilet right here, and then you walk into the master bedroom. So what the contractors are gonna do is we're gonna push this wall 2 feet back. We are gonna lose some closet space, but we're gonna have a full shower right here. Then we're gonna have the vanity and the toilet, toilet right here. We're gonna close this wall off, and then this will be another full shower right here. And the first thing I learned about flipping homes is how much effort goes into just demoing the property. Look at this. You see all these trash bags right here, and the vanity, all that. That just all came from here, from this small little bathroom. We have all these bags. These are basically tile, drywall, aluminum, pieces of the toilet. It's just everything, right? These are some trims throughout the house, so it's a little bit different. That being said, let me put the camera somewhere so we can have a quick discussion. Now that you saw the house, let's quickly go over some of the figures behind it. I wanna tell you exactly how I found the deal, how much I paid for it. I'm gonna tell you how I funded it, and then I'm gonna tell you some things that I've already learned, and some, I don't want to call them mistakes, but experiences that I have learned from, and next time will make things a lot easier, right? So number one, how did I find this deal? So you should know I have been looking for a flip for over 9 months. I have put out maybe 40 offers. I've gotten rejected 38 times. I got 1 offer accepted in the past, but I had to back out because the house was disgusting. And then this was the one that finally said yes. And here's exactly how I got the deal. I was at the cigar lounge, smoking a cigar, looking up houses for all my buyers. And then, out of nowhere, I'm in the private network. As real estate agents, we have access to a different network. Basically, homes that are coming soon that the public hasn't seen yet, right? I see this. This is in Elk Grove Village, and I have a condo in Elk Grove Village. And as soon as I saw the price point, which was asking $225, I saw it was a single-family home, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, asking price $225. I automatically knew that was a discounted property. I need to jump on it quickly. So at that very moment, I called the agent, I scheduled the showing. I was in the house within 30 minutes, and I basically, once I walked in, this is what I was looking for. I wanted a solid property that just needed cosmetic work. So I looked at the roof, I looked at the structure, I looked at the windows, make sure the furnace was working. I walked around, make sure there was no like weird smells that could kind of show that the property wasn't well taken care of, and there weren't any. So basically, I was in and out in 5 minutes. I said, you know what? I like this house, I'm gonna pull the trigger. And I think that with investing, you really gotta be able to pull the trigger. And I know it's a little scary at times, but you know, you put in 40 offers, after a while, you're like, you know what, eventually something's gotta hit, right? So I get out, I pull the trigger, I call the agent, I'm like, look, I'm gonna give you $215, all cash. I'll tell you where I got the cash from. And then she said, you know what, if you're not gonna come in at $225, it's a waste of your time. You already have multiple offers. I hung up the phone, I thought about it for 3 minutes. I said, you know what? Even if the deal is tight, I want to get my foot through the door. I want to get some experience. The timing is absolutely perfect. We're coming up on that spring market. This is going to be ready to hit the market come April 1st, so it's going to be absolute prime timing, right? So I'm like, you know what, let me pull the trigger because just the experience I'm going to learn from it is worth the $10,000 profit loss I'm taking. So I called back, I'm like, look, I'm going to give you full asking price cash as is, closing in like 14 days or sooner or whatever the hell you want, but I need an answer by 8 p.m. I didn't give them a chance for a better offer to come through because my offer was already really good. They got full asking price, no inspection, as is, closing, no problems, right? So that's how the situation ended up being. I didn't do an inspection. I didn't get no quotes from contractors. I pulled the trigger and I figured it out afterwards. Now, you don't want to do that. Right? You definitely want to have an idea of how much the repair is going to cost. Now, lucky for me, I've shown enough investors property and enough contractors properties, and I've always asked them, like, how much would this kitchen cost? So I had a vague idea of how much the rehab would cost, and my vague idea was $30,000 to $35,000. That was a horrible vague idea because there's some things I didn't foresee. So how did I get the money? How on earth did Aaron, who only made $140,000 last year, have access to $225,000 cash to buy the deal, and then whatever the rehab money is? And I don't like to fake flex, so let's get this out the way. This is not my money, okay? I don't have that kind of money yet, but eventually I will. However, here's how I got it, okay? The person wants to remain like anonymous, so I can only tell you that it was basically a private investor who saw that I was very talented in picking out properties. I have a track record of helping other investors. He was like, look, I'm sitting on a lot of money. I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the time to go out there and find the deals, find the contractors, know what to do and how to do it or when to do it, all this stuff. I don't know it, but I have the money. I want to give it to you and you go make more of it. So I said, okay, cool. But I requested I would have 100% control. So on paper, I actually owned the property and I basically loaned the money from the private investors. So when we're done, the profit gets split 50-50. Excluding my commission, of course, which has already been agreed upon. That's the best part of being a realtor, right? I got money when I bought, so when I bought it for $225, I actually got a $5,000 check back, and then I'm gonna get paid probably another $8,000-9,000 when I sell it at any price point, and then the rest, whatever is left over, will be profit. Now, if you're thinking, oh my God, you got so lucky, you found somebody with all this cash, I want you, if you're brand new to the channel, you don't know, for 5 damn years, I have been basically showing people proof of concept, showing people I'm a hard worker, that I'm educated. I've been putting in the work to put myself in a position to get lucky, all right? Now, I met people with money years ago, but they never wanted to invest with me, right? But now that I have the knowledge, okay, I have proof of concept, I've shown them that I'm a hard worker and I have knowledge in this field, now people are lined up to give me money. So that's what you have to think about long term. So if you're brand new as an investor, find out where your value is and then just lean into that. And if you have no value, take a year and build something where you can be like, here's my track record, here's my resume, this is what I can do for you, give me your money. So that's how I funded the deal. And eventually I want to get to a point where my own money is funding it and I don't have to rely on anybody else. But you know what, you got to start somehow, so that's how we started. So now let's go over the mistakes I made starting this first flip. And you know what, if you're hesitating and worried about the mistakes, I still say pull the trigger, because the experience, the knowledge I'm getting about rehabbing a house is insane. I was here for 3 days in a row watching my guy basically gut the whole place and leave it to where it is, right? And I saw it work, and I really, number one, appreciated the contractor a lot. I realized they do a lot of work. So I'm not one of those people, I'm not trying to get the cheapest quote. Right? I'm working with my good friend, client, and contractor, Gabriel, who works with Sierra Renovations. He owns Sierra Renovations. So I didn't get multiple quotes. I trusted him. I said, look, man, this is where we got to be, right? But the mistake I made was when I walked in initially, I made a lot of assumptions on what things would cost. And the reality is, things cost a lot more, and I completely did not consider the fact that I need brand new appliances, I need new trim, I need to buy these like brand new, like these new outlet panels, like, and all these, like a front door, like all these things like add up, you know. And basically, here's the thing, my initial budget was $30,000, not to exceed $35,000. Well, we are at $40,000 and praying to God we don't exceed $45,000. Right now, the way we have it figured out is going to be about $43,000 and some change in regards to the cost it's going to take to get this up and running, because I'm going to do it right. I have shown enough property as a real estate agent to know when an investor doesn't do it right, when they cut corners, when the cabinets aren't even, when the trim isn't fully patched. You know, I mean, when the drywall isn't fully patched, when the trim is like messed up paint, you could kind of see the old color, the doors handles haven't been replaced. Like, small little details do matter, and basically that's why it's going to cost a little bit more to do it right, but I know I'm going to get it on the back end. What we're expecting to sell this property for is $330,000 is a juicy price. A realistic price would be at $320,000 to $325,000, and either way we are going to be making anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 on this flip. Now, you could say that's not a lot of money, but I'm not really concerned about the profit as much as the experience. Because once I do this, then I'll know, like, I'll be able to pull more triggers, identify more opportunities, because now I know what things cost. So one lesson I will say is definitely leave yourself a little bit more room to operate. I was fortunate where my commission can kind of compensate for some of the differences, but that is definitely a lesson that I've learned along the way. And one last thing I want to touch on before I end this video about my very first flip. Number one, it's super exciting. However, it is super overwhelming. So, you know, the reason it's overwhelming is because you don't know how much you need, and you can't really do anything without finding other information out. For example, I had a hard time picking like what finishes I want because I don't know where I'm gonna be. For example, the bathroom. I'm like, can I afford to turn that into a 2 full bathroom if I don't yet know how much my kitchen's gonna cost, right? Once I know that, I could do this. But they can't start the kitchen until they know what they're doing with the bathroom, or like the floors. Like, what type of floors do I have? Do I have room in my budget to be expensive or not? Or what type of finishes should I get? Should I buy a bigger vanity or a smaller vanity? Like, so many things I did not know, and this is another lesson. I always wonder, people flipping homes, why do they keep making trips to Home Depot? Why can't you just buy everything at once and call it a day? Well, that's the reason. You really don't know what you need. For example, we're here, right? We gutted the whole place down. We're going to start with the bathroom. We do the bathroom, we realize we need certain type of tile. Then we realize we need those panel covers. Then we need trim. Then we need drywall, right? Now we have that done, and I know how much room is in the budget, and I can now decide what type of flooring I could put in there. Once I decide what type of flooring, then maybe I could decide what type of handles to put on the cabinets that kind of will go and jive with everything, right? Once the appliances come in, we'll get the idea of the size. So many decisions have to be made. This is why it's very important to have great relationships with contractors. And the way you do this is basically by not shortchanging them. Okay, I told my contractor, look man, here's the reality. The budget is not set so that I can shortchange you. The budget is set for us to actually make a profit here. Can you work with this budget? And I tried to pay him as much as I could within the budget. So I did not shortchange him. I did not negotiate the rate, because that's not how I do business. Because I want everybody to win. The biggest fear people have with contractors is basically, you know, they start the job and they demo the place and they don't come back for 3 weeks, and that causes delays on the selling side, right? A very easy way to avoid that is basically not hiring the cheapest contractor, or paying a really good rate to whoever you decide to hire, because guess what? No one else is going to pay them more to do the job, right? So that's why your job will be done quicker, and time is money. So that's why I don't want to shortchange nobody. Everybody has to win. If everybody is winning, we can grow together. That's my policy. So this is my first flip. Man, I'm excited. It's kind of overwhelming. It's crazy to think, like, I got into real estate as an agent to save up enough money and have enough knowledge that one day I can take my money and multiply it through investing. And it's like a dream. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. This is like a dream come true. And please, everybody, follow me along this journey. I'm going to show you every single detail that I possibly can. I'm talking, I will show you the HUD form, I will show you the quotes, I will show you like the arguments between me and my friend, the contractors, I will show you the problems that did. Every detail I'm going to document, because there's a lot that even on those YouTube channels about flipping that people don't tell you about, and I'm learning as I go. Like the demo work. Dear God, the demo work is insane, right? However, if you want to save some money on the demo work, whoever made it to the end, you know what? If you made it to the end of this video, hit in the comments, demo work. So I give you this tip. Generally, contractors have a set rate for demoing property, like $500 for a kitchen, $700 for a bathroom, etc. However, if you hire a contractor and just like an independent, like somebody that could work on a daily rate, right? Let's say $300 a day, and all they have to do is demo, because it doesn't really require any specific skill, no measuring. It literally just brute force gut the place down, right? So that's a way for you to save $1,000 to $1,500 on your rehab budget. And again, this is why I have great people around me like Gabriel, and he was like, you know what, I could take care of you. I'll do the daily rate, and that way you'll be able to save money. So there we go. So this way everybody's winning. So there's your tip. Put demo work in the comments. And of course, if you want to support the channel, help me out, I have a Patreon, link is in the description. If you want to get on a coaching call with me as well, because I gotta afford all this nonsense, it's getting expensive. Link in the description for that as well. Thank you everybody for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next update video.